Hi Year 4, it's Mrs Collins here with Wednesday's maths lesson. Hope you're all doing okay at home. Pause the clip before we make a start to write today's short date and learning objective in your maths book. When you've done that, you can press play to start the lesson. Are you ready to make a start? Let's go. We've got our quick fire questions again for our starter this morning. So pause the clip and give yourself some time. Just like always, you can set your sums out as written methods. You might want to draw a picture to help you, or you might be able to do these brain only. Press play when you're ready to go through the answers. Welcome back. Have you had a go at these 5 questions? How did you find them? If you find any tricky and you'd like a bit more help, you could always drop me an email at our Year 4 email address. Right, get your blue pen ready and let's mark these together. Can you shout your answers out? 5 times 12 is 60. Well done. 69 divided by 3 is 23. Super. Find the product of 3, 4 and 5. Product means multiply. So you needed to do 3 times 4 to give you 12 and 12 times 5 to give you 60. Well done if you got that. If you didn't, you'll need to remember that product means multiply the next time you see that type of question. Number 4. A laptop costs £4,000. A record player costs £472 less than a laptop. How much does the record player cost? So you needed to do a subtraction sum for this. I hope you set this out nicely in your maths book. So it was 4,000 to take away 472. And the answer was 3,528. Give yourself a tick if you got that right. The last question asks you what time it is on the clock. Well, I can see that the minute hand is 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes past the hour, and the small hour hand is just past the 5. So your answer could have been in digital, 5:20, or you could have written it as 20 past 5. Well done if you got that right. Let's move on to Skillsharp. We're going over division methods in Skillsharp. Let's do one together as a team. Get your pencil and ruler. Could you set out this bus stop method in your maths book? Make sure each digit has a box of its own. So we've got 472 inside the bus stop. You can draw this neatly with your ruler. And we're dividing that by 6, so we can put 6 on the outside of the bus stop. Now, lots of you have got really confident with this over the last few weeks. If you haven't, now's the time to really listen in. So we start off with the number on the outside of the bus stop, and we say, how many 6s go into 4? We can't fit 6 in 4 because 4 is smaller than 6. So we put the 0 on top. Then we need to move this 4 over to the 7. Now we say, how many 6s go into 47? And we're going to count up in 6s to work that out. Count with me. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. So 7 6s give us 42. But we needed to make 47. So what's the remainder? What's the difference between 42 and 47? That's right, 5. So we move the 5 over to the 2 because that's the remainder. So the 2 becomes 52. How many 6s in 52? Let's count up together. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. So 8 times 6 is the closest, giving us 48. We couldn't have gone further because 9 times 6 is 54, which is past 52. So what's the remainder between 48 and 52? That's right, 4. So the answer is 78, remainder 4. And that's how we write our answer. 78 R for remainder 4. Does that make sense? I hope so, because you're going to have a go at this independently now in your maths book. Choose the chili that you're most comfortable with. Set out your bus stop method. Check that the biggest number's on the inside. Give yourself as much time as you need to work this out. You might want to push yourself and have a go at all 3 challenges this morning. Pause the video, give it a go, and press play to go through the answers. Welcome back. Let's go through these together. Mild challenge, 248 divided by 2. How many 2's go into 2? 1. How many 2's go into 4? 2, 4. 2 2's go into 4. How many 2's go into 8? 2, 4, 6, 8. 4 2's go into 8. 248 divided by 2 equals 128. Did you get that right? Let's have a look at spicy challenge. 912 divided by 3. How many 3's go into 9? 3, 6, 9. 3 3's go into 9. How many 3's go into 1? We can't do that because 1 is smaller than 3. So we need to put the 0 on the top and take that 1 over to the 2, making it 12. How many 3's go into 12? 3, 6, 9, 12. 4 3's go into 12. 912 divided by 3 equals 304. How did you find that one? Hope you got it right. Let's have a look at the hot challenge. 547 divided by 9. How many 9's go into 5? We can't do that because 5 is smaller than 9. So we take the 5 over to the 4. How many 9's go into 54? Let's count up in 9's. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. 6 9's go into 54 and there's no remainder. How many 9's go into 7? We can't do that because 7's smaller than 9. So the answer is 0. So this 7 is our remainder because we didn't use it. So 547 divided by 9 equals 60 remainder 7. Did you get any of those right? I'm looking forward to seeing this working out in your maths book when you hand your book in on Friday. Okay, let's move on with today's learning. It's still quiz week. We've had fun this week revising the things that we've learned this half term. You've worked really hard and made us proud at Team Hucklow, and some of you got some amazing scores on your quizzes. So well done. Today we're going to be revising area, and later on in the lesson you'll be doing an area quiz. Let's look at some challenges together. This one says, which shape has the biggest area? Can you remember how to work out the area? Quick way to do it is to count across and down and times those two numbers together. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 times 4 is 20. So this shape has an area of 20 squares. Let's have a look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3. What's 4 times 3? 12. So this shape has an area of 12 squares. Which one has the biggest area? Definitely this one, because it's got 20. Even though it looks bigger, I would advise you always to try and count the squares if you've got them. If the question doesn't have squares in, you can make a guess by looking at the size of the shape. Work out the area of each shape in squares. Let's have a look together at this one. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one is 8 squares. What about this shape down here? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one has an area of 12 squares. What about this irregular shape? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 squares. That's how we calculate the area, by counting the shapes inside. Oh, this question's asking us to draw our own shapes. It says draw 2 different shapes with an area of 6 squares. Now what I always do first to help me in my maths book is I make dots on the squares. So I've got to make 6 inside the shape. So I'm just going to have a play around with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've done my dots first to help me to then draw my lines. And you can do the same when you're doing this in your book. Make sure you use your ruler in your book when you're doing this later today. And you can see that that's got an area of 6 squares inside. I've got to draw 2 different shapes. So I need to get my pencil ready to do some dots again. I've got to create a different shape this time. What shall I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make it a bit more complicated this time. You can be creative with this if you're making your own shape, as long as it's got the area the question's asked you to. And we can see that this shape has also got an area of 6 squares. It looks very different to that one, but the size of the area is the same. Let's have a look at this. Dexter has taken a bite of a chocolate bar. The chocolate bar was a rectangle. Can you work out how many squares of chocolate there were to start with? So we need to just finish off with some dots, his chocolate bar. I'm just going to use my lines to help me to visualise where the chocolate bar ends. So we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces across, and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So how many is that all together? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. 5 times 4 equals 20 squares. He had 20 squares of chocolate to start with. Okay, you've listened really well and followed that really well. I think you're ready to start your challenge. Your quiz you will find in your pack. It says area is a title. Go through the challenges. Some of them you can answer on the sheet. In fact, most of them I think you'll be able to answer on the sheet today, so don't worry too much about writing it in your book, because lots of them might ask you to tick or to match up or to draw, and the ones that ask you to draw usually give you a piece of paper with some squares on. If that's not enough space for you though, you've got your maths book as well to do any working out or drawing. Have fun with area. Good luck. We're looking forward to marking these when you hand your books in. And I'll see you tomorrow for more maths fun. Bye for now.